Recording in progress.
We'll just do it like how we do it. What's going on, everybody? As of this recording, it is Monday, April 8th, 2024, and it's a new week here, second week of April, the night or day or next day after, as we record this today, after WrestleMania 40. I am really surprised by everything that I saw from the event this weekend, and I'm glad that I got to watch it when I did. Uh, Basically because it was something that I've always tried to make that be the biggest pay per view of the year. All the pay per views are big, in my mind, but sometimes WrestleMania can be the one that's the biggest, and it's like the one that's like you're as a fan of pro wrestling. Uh, I'm always thinking that WrestleMania is kind of like your Super Bowl. It's like the big event of the year. Although I like Royal Rumble and I like Elimination Chamber and SummerSlam and Survivor Series and all that, but those don't get nearly as hyped as WrestleMania weekend. There's a rumor going on, and by the time that I upload this, I don't know if it'll be announced yet or not, but that possibly WrestleMania 41. Now I don't know why they didn't announce it during the event, because this is the first time in a long time that they decided not to do that. Because normally every year you find out. Actually, this last few years that we've known before the event of where they're going to be next year. And there's a rumor going around that it might be in Minneapolis next year. It's a tie between Vegas and Minneapolis, and honestly, I don't think Vegas needs another WrestleMania. They had WrestleMania 9. They can have WrestleMania later, another time. They've had too many events over there, already. I think it's time, even if this is the only time. I think Minneapolis is definitely due for a WrestleMania, at least one WrestleMania in my lifetime. Because if that does happen, I will definitely be planning to go, because Minneapolis is not that far from where I live, and I have ways to make that happen, make that a reality if need be. So, if it does happen, that would be wonderful. And oh, I'd be happy. But anyway, today, what's going on, everybody? It's Frankie Sauce here, as we're live now on Facebook. Uh, we are going to be interviewing a Robin Williams tribute act, a guy by the name of David Bourne. Now, I don't know a whole lot about Mr. Bourne, but I know that he does do a Robin Williams tribute, and I know that he's an actor, and I think that's great. I think it's great to keep somebody's legacy alive. I know it's not the real deal as far as what people would want, but this is as close to it as you'll ever get, because the original is no longer with us, and I think it's cool that this guy, you know, decided. Well, even prior, I think he's been doing this before he died, so it's been something that a craft that he's mastered for quite a long time, and I think it's great. I think it's just awesome. I've seen some of his videos and stuff, and I really feel like this is somebody that knows what he's doing. So just like with Screaming Sam, there's always so many people that can actually do the actual, impression or the tribute. And I believe not just in the face, but also in just in the way he presents himself when he goes on stage, he is our modern day Robin Williams in today's world. I know he's not the real deal. I know he's not he's not the real person, like the real person, but our the real person is no longer with us. So you have to accept what you have to accept, and that's not a bad thing. This is really cool. So he's gonna be joining me here in a little bit here, and might be joined by Mr. Screaming Sam as well, because they did a video together that Sam likes to bring up sometimes about with Polly Shore a while back ago. So we will see what we can see here a little bit here. Going on there, John Roberts? I see that you just gave us a like here. How you doing, my friend? I got us a guest for next week as well. If you look at the, I think I sent you the deal there. Yeah, we got somebody, an author, wrote a book about the, wrote a book about the Blues Brothers, as well as he's done a few other bluesy books and all that. So yeah, should be good. So we're just waiting for everybody to get here. Uh, hopefully everybody will be here when they're supposed to. I hope anyway. I know David will because he's been texting me a little bit. And then tonight about 7 o'clock, we'll take an hour break from doing this interview, and then at 7 o'clock we'll be returning and doing an interview with Landon Harvey, talking about Las Vegas. Well, Landon Harvey is a up and coming young ventriloquist, and his stuff is really really good. Like I really feel like his stuff is like he's a class act, and I don't just say that just to say that, but I've seen a lot of his videos, and it's I don't think I could ever do ventriloquism, but I've never given it a try. I mean, it takes a lot of work, and we're gonna find out some of the secrets and this how I got involved with it. You know, he's just such a young guy. He's not that old, and he's already mastered his craft as far as that goes. So it's like it's weird how people just have the talent and they're not afraid to show it. You know, that's what I like. All these people that know that they're talented with something and they're not afraid to show it. And I'm very flabbergasted or just happy that that's what's going on. That there's people out there that actually want to pursue other things than a normal 9 to 5 job. You know, that's my ultimate goal. You know, that to get out of that phase of working a 9 to 5 job, so to speak, and be able just to make a living on my own. But it seems like I'm always going to be stuck just doing it like this. You know, I feel like that. And I know people can say, well, Sean, we've heard your story before, blah, blah, blah. Well, no, I don't think you've heard it enough. You know, I don't think you've heard it enough. And that's just the thing. It's my story, you know, while Cody Rhodes finished his story last night at WrestleMania. A little spoiler for anybody that hasn't seen WrestleMania yet. If you haven't watched it yet, well, you should go watch it. Uh, I haven't finished my story yet. My story, we're just on another chapter. You know, my story is far from finished. However, I feel like my story will be told if things are still like this 10 years from now, or even later, or 20 years from now when I'm 60, and if I'm still doing this or whatever. And if nothing ever happened to me as far as like just being able to actually do this for a living and do or do something similar to this for a living in that time, since it hasn't happened yet, even though I did experience a little bit of fun times working at the TV station over in Black Hills, South Dakota, but that seemed like it went pretty fast. That was just a small little taste of what that was all about. I feel like if I could ever just manage to just have interview the biggest person, the which I have, but like interview somebody who could change my life just by the interview itself. You know, I thought I found that person already, but it hasn't happened. But I feel like one day it will happen. I feel like I'll finally interview somebody that's a huge star, and that will get me known later, eventually, and then people will know who I am, and then life will just be easy from that way on. Maybe that's too much dreaming, but no, I'm happy with my legacy. But like I say, my story is far from finished. You know, I'm not just re-beginning it. We're just in another chapter. This is the Renegade Radio chapter in my life now. What's Frankie like at the age of 40? Well, you've been seeing and you've been experiencing. For anybody that's been watching the show and watching what we've been doing, everybody knows, that this is the real deal, the Renegade Radio. And I love it. I love to be part of it. I love being, in charge of it, but I love that people who are with me, my crew. Oh, okay, I can do that. Sure, sure. Uh, I just want to make sure that everybody that in my crew is happy with what we're doing. And next week we're going to be going to see. We're going to John's studio and we're going to do a live show from his studio, which I'm so excited about. All right, let's see here. Sorry, so this again here. Let's do that. Let's do it like this. Yeah. All right. Which has been set. Anyway, so I enjoyed WrestleMania last night or this weekend. It was very good. Very, 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 very good. You know, while some, maybe we kind of knew that Cody was going to have something happen. I felt like this was going to be his time, but most of the matches I didn't see were really too predictable. Well, most events can be kind of predictable of what's going to happen, but a lot of the stuff I was surprised that it did happen. I didn't know how people were going to react, and it seemed like both nights were good. That tag team match, that was the main event of night one, was really really good. I was better than I thought it was going to be. I didn't think that it was going to go anywhere. Like it's just going to be an average tag team match. It's like, come on, we got to do something. Like, you got to have it be a stipulation or something. And it seems like with the direction that WWE is trying to go, they're getting me back as a fan because I feel like I need to see what they're doing. I need to be a part. I need to be to start watching again, and that's what I need to be start watching again. So, all right. Two people are waiting. All right, hold on, everybody. Looks like we got our cast and crew here. Here we are. Right. All right. Scream with Sam. What's going on there, Sam? How you doing? Oh, you can even hold on. I gotta turn my surround sound off. One sec there.
I got it.
Oh, okay, perfect. I thought I had to I had my speakers hooked up, but I normally don't have them hooked up at all. But
They hooked up now?
oh, like they're hooked up, but I mean, like I
Sounds good.
oh yeah. But I have my Bluetooth speakers, like my clip speakers. I was listening to music. I normally just do that a lot when I go to sleep or whatever, or then when I'm waking up, I kind of pick a Spotify channel or whatever, or a playlist, and I just start rocking out. And that's what I was doing.
What time's David Morgan getting on?
He should be coming in. He was just in here, so I don't know if he just needs to. He'll figure it out. He's here.
Hey, good. I'm sorry.
Well, what were you gonna say? Are you asking about your camera quality or something? Because it looks like something's going on with
No, I
your.
want to talk about the eclipse today, real quick.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. I thought it was a joke.
Uh-huh.
Seriously, I made fun about it. I made fun riding down. I had to go down to the gas station to get something. I'm making fun of everybody sitting outside their house. Dude, I went down there. I got gas in my truck, and I was ready to leave. And the guy's going, look at this through a welding helmet. I
Uh-huh.
said, dude, I don't give a shit. So I got to look at it.
Uh-huh.
Tell you what, it changed everything. Tell you what, Sean, it got so dark here. It was like darker than it usually gets dark at night.
Oh, okay.
So we got the total eclipse in our area.
Uh-huh.
People were renting places and everything around our place just to see this. It turned pitch black. I got to watch the eclipse because I ended up staying. And there was a rainbow around it and everything. It was so cool.
Wow.
It's like For my age, I
okay.
like that
The
because
fuck?
I'm old. I'll never see the next one.
Well, you might.
Well,
Well,
no, 75 years. I don't think so, Sean. You ain't even going to be around for that one.
Oh, is that what the next one? See, the last one was back in 2018 or 2017.
Yeah, but that wasn't like this. This
Oh.
was this was something different. This is like every 70 some years or 100 years or
Oh, okay. A different one.
changed my whole life, dude. It really did. Changed everything. I mean, I was
Oh,
shocked.
there we go. Oh, there we go. Got it
There it is,
working.
man. I tell
Hey,
you what.
Robin.
Damn. What's up,
What's
bud?
up,
Can you hear
brother?
me?
Yeah,
Can
we
you
can
hear
hear
me?
you. I can hear you just fine. Hey.
Cool. I'm actually using a microphone this time, so I don't sound
Oh,
like I'm in the middle of a freaking canyon.
yeah,
How's it
yeah,
going?
yeah,
Good
yeah,
to see
yeah,
you.
yeah.
Good to see you, brother,
That's
man. I was
good,
listening to your story about the eclipse. Right on. So that's
It was awesome, dude.
yeah, we were. You know what I saw? Look at this shit behind me. That's all I had. This was it. What a beautiful eclipse. Oh, it's great. It's totally gray sky down here in Houston. We had nothing but socked in clouds, dude. How you doing, man? How's it going, Sean? Nice to meet you.
Oh, doing well, man. I appreciate having you on, and I'm glad that Sam's part of my crew for Renegade Radio when we do the shows on every Monday. We're technically on a spring break, but I told Sam that if I need your assistance, I will ask you. And I figure since you guys probably haven't seen each other since the Polly Shore video or whatever, why not make a little reunion?
Was that awesome or what, David?
What's that?
Was that awesome or what?
That was a lot of fun, man. That was crazy getting to do that with Pauly Shore. What a kick, man. He had us do the comics that babysat me. And so he had us all show up, me and him and Roseanne and him and Roseanne and different characters. And it's kind of interacted as if we were the, people that were now mature, but still talking to Pauly. It was kind of crazy, man. It was crazy.
The only thing that was shocking was when that guy died, that's Jay Leno, right before the show.
Yes.
That was terrible.
Oh, there's a Jay Leno guy.
Yeah, Marcel Festieri. Yep. Yes, Marcel did. He's fantastic too. We done a pre-meeting with him just a week earlier, and he was just yeah, man. I was like, God, Marcel's gonna be on this. I worked with him on the Next Best Thing, that ABC reality show, and he was just
I was on that.
Good. Yeah, we were all on that. We all did that. I think everybody that did it was on that show. They said they were going to do a second year. They didn't do a second year. In fact, I don't think Trent Carlini ever got his money. The guy that won. So,
that's crazy. That's crazy. Well, we're happy to have you, regardless, David. I mean, this is a real treat because I would tell the audience how some people will probably say, "Well, it's not Robin Williams." Well, of course it's not. Robin Williams is dead. But it's not Sam Kinison either. I mean, but yet we got Screamin' Sam here. So I mean, take what you can get, And I'm just happy that this stuff is working for you. As far as maybe like as far as like what you're doing, what you've been doing for a career, because you've been doing this since even before he passed away. I feel I saw some videos way back in the day, So this is not.
Oh yeah, man. My history with Robin Williams goes back a long ways. It goes back. This entire impression came to me in high school, and people compared me to Robin Williams from high school for the next 10 years that I trained as a professional actor, and I couldn't escape it. It didn't matter where I went, what store I went to. Now, people never saw the work on stage. I'm a classically trained actor. I went to the American Conservatory Theater, the Juilliard of the West Coast. I was a pretty serious actor. I saw a couple of Robin Williams movies, and when I saw his movie, The Survivors, and at the end of it, he dropped down to nothing but his whitey tidies in a snowstorm with Walter Matthau looking at him, and I went, son of a, that's me. And that's so I refused to look at his work for the next 12 years. I wouldn't watch a Robin Williams movie. You couldn't make me watch one. I refused to. I'm a pretty serious actor. I still am. And so I was going, straight into theater. And then I said, I'm going to do more film and television, but I wanted to make sure I didn't catch any of his habits as an actor when I had someone that was literally so similar to me. And we were just a bunch of fast talkers and stream of consciousness actors. I mean, in high school, I got compared to Robin. I got stopped at the old McDonald's one day out of high school. Yeah. In high school back then, we could drive to lunch and leave campus. Can you imagine? Yeah. Just come on in. I'm gonna haul ass up to McDonald's and get back in time. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, I think there were some guys that would actually, it was okay to bring a gun to school in your truck as long as you kept it like in the gun rack in the back of your pickup truck. That was legal. I was like, Jesus Christ. And this wasn't that long ago. It was like 79, 78, 79.
Yeah.
So I went to
Yeah.
this McDonald's and dropped some change at the drive-thru, and I swear to God, this black guy was so sweet. She went, ah, it's smoke. It's smoke. It's smoke. And she freaked out. And I went, what? She goes, wait a minute. You ain't Moke, but you look just like Moke. I said, Moke, what the hell's Moke? She goes, Moke, that actor in that movie, Moke and Mindy. It's on TV. He plays an alien. She goes, you look like him. She goes, you sound like him too. And I went, never saw it. And then, you know, we were doing, I was tall, skinny, long hair. And next thing you know, I'm being compared to Robin forever. So long story short, I finally got, you know, where I'm starting to work as a professional actor. And I said, well, I could do a little Robin tribute. Let's see how far we can take this. And never really, I did a lot of Groucho Marx and Lieutenant Columbo for 20 years. And slowly but surely started working up a tribute to him. And I felt as I got older, I looked more like him. And then I felt more comfortable doing it. So I've been doing it for, my God, 15 years by the time before we last Robin. I even met him and we talked about all this madness.
I suppose he was just like, man, I can't believe it. Somebody that looks just like me. It's like, are you my twin?
That's the same thing. Like, I don't want to take over the show or nothing, but exactly the same thing happened to me. I was walking through Disney. I shaved my beard off. People were going screaming at me. And Sam Kinison, you know, I'm like, get the hell out. Because I bought a Mickey Mouse spray and put it on backwards like you have one. And we walked in the bathroom, my brother-in-law and he goes, dude, you look just like Sam. You do look like him. And I goes, get the fuck out of here. Like, dude, the whole, ever since, it was like the same as you know what I mean? And I don't mean to break in like that, but
No.
I relate to everything you're talking about.
And people wonder how, you know, how guys like us end up doing these tributes. And it's like, well, I didn't get out a book and go, let's see what guy I look like. When it came to me. And a lot of it's our natural talent, like, you know, your natural skill and energy that you have for Sam and Mike Crazy Matic, different voices, 1,000 things to say. I can't slow down fast enough as Robin. And it just kind of came to us, you know what I mean, in a very interesting way. And at first it was kind of a curse, right? First we're like, come on, man. Every time I go to the store, every time I go anywhere, you know, damn.
The best thing ever happened to me is when Bill Kinnison, the first time we went to Sturgis together, people were stopping me going, we're big fans of yours and this and that. And I'm trying to explain who I am. And Bill Kinnison says, dude, if they don't know Sam's dead, how big of a fan can they be? He said, just sign autographs and just tell them you're him. It's easier.
Man, maybe they'll buy you a beer. Buy me a beer, man. Come on in. That's what Robin says. I thought you were a recovering alcoholic. I said recovering. Tomorrow from a hangover. Buy me a beer. Yeah, we took it for a long ways. And then I finally got to a point with this impersonation. I mean, I do tons of movies and television and theater and a member of all the unions and Actors Equity and SAG-AFTRA and all that stuff forever and ever. So then I said,
that's great.
I didn't realize that there was a national tribute circuit for impersonators and people that did more than just impersonators, but we're tribute artists. We perform as our
That's
impersonator.
Right. I say that every show, don't I, Sean?
Yeah. Oh,
I'm
yeah.
I'm no impersonator. I'm a tribute artist.
Yeah, anytime we have a guest, I always have him do an introduction. I have the whole crew because we have like 4 other people or 5 other people sometimes with us, and it's like, you know, everybody that is a part of our crew at Renegade Radio has something to do with entertainment one way or another, and it's like
that was me back in the day.
Yeah, I mean that's just hard. I just can't still believe that. I mean, it just looks like Sam. I mean, from like his Married with Children days.
So
Spot on. We call that spot on, man. Dead ringer. You know, and then he starts talking and moving. They're going, wait a minute, this is like the ghost of Sam. And that was, I mean, we used to freak people out when they were alive when we did these shows. I mean, you know, I'd get mobbed and try to get upgrades on flights. They try to move me into different sections and walk me out of immigration lines and all kind of crazy crap. Get mobbed on Hollywood Boulevard going after, you know, it's amazing what people will, even when I told people that I wasn't him after certain shows, they still believed me. They just wanted to believe it so much.
That's funny. That's great. I mean, it's unbelievable. I tell everybody, you got to watch the show tonight because we got a guy that looks identical to Robin Williams, acts like him and everything.
Incredible. Come on down here. We're going to start it up here. So I said, let's see how far I can take this impression. Because when we found Greg Thompson, this guy at the Sunburst.
Yeah, I know Greg.
You know, of course, the Sunburst, it's the impersonator convention, but he calls it the Sunburst Convention of Tribute Artists, professional convention, right? And because it has impersonators and tributes and lookalikes and everything. And he kind of discovered me at a thing I accidentally did in Vegas for a woman named B. Fogelman. B. Fogelman had the network show of shows, and she's an incredible avant-garde lady, God rest her soul, who was a matron of the lookalike and tribute artist industry. Her daughter's a big tribute artist as well, and very
Oh, wow.
successful doing Bette Midler in Las Vegas. And oh yeah, so I bumped into we went out to the do our celebrity mystery theater where I was doing Lieutenant Colombo. And so, we go out there and I'm going to do Columbo. And my friend doing friend dresses says, you have to take your Robin costume. I said, why? It's no one cares about me doing Robin. I didn't really start doing the impression, really. I said, I do Columbo, man. I'm doing Columbo. She goes, no one knows who Columbo is. We showed up. The guy doing the Robin Williams tribute at that time was named Michael, and Michael wasn't available to do the show at the last second. He dropped out of this showcase. It was a big deal. I mean, these are showcases where people are singing and actually singing to tracks and actually telling jokes. There's no lip singing. People do have full music tracks, and so
Yep.
I end up taking this guy's place. She goes, tell me you do Robin Williams. You bought a costume. And I went, yeah, I did. And so I was forced on stage to do 5 minutes of stand-up out of the blue, just put it out of my ass, and had a friend of mine help me with it. And that's how I got started. Greg Thompson, who brother, he said, come to Sunburst and showcase there. And then I was off to the races, man. I realized that, wow.
I've been there a few times.
Yeah. I didn't know it existed. I said, I didn't know there was an industry. I'd done all these other jobs. I said, how much you guys getting paid? And they told me. I went, it's time to memorize some jokes.
Yeah.
So
Remember the Roseanne Barr lady?
Oh yeah.
Roseanne, that's a great girl right there, man. She's from Florida. And we used to hang out down in the Sunburst and stuff like that, and that crazy outside, in Orlando. We had a lot of fun.
And Kissel. She's
and
great,
Kissel.
man.
So when Pauly Shore picked you guys to do the skit that you guys did, or the video that you guys did, I mean, how did you have
That was through Greg, right?
Oh, so you didn't have to audition for that at all or anything? Or?
Oh no, we were already in. We were in.
Oh,
No.
okay.
He tracked us down and reached out to us and asked us if we would be willing to do it. And of course, you get an email from Pauly. So no, it's really Pauly. I'm going, I believe it is. I don't think
I have his phone number.
What's his phone number? Give me a call, bro. And he's out on tour with his show. So yeah, he just called us up and we interviewed. We did a meet and greet before to kind of talk about what we were going to do, with the entertainers that were going to be doing it and the tribute artist. And so then he kind of gave us a little information how to do it. And then we just showed up and had this conversation, shooting the breeze thing, similar to what we're doing now. So everybody was in character the whole time, busting the move. Yes, everybody was busting the move there, Sean. Sean, now the living Sean. Come on in, Sean.
I mean, I just feel. I mean, it's weird to me because it's fun and I love the fact that you're here and everything. I just see Robin the whole time. I don't see anybody else.
All right, no, it's hard.
That's crazy. It is. I did the same thing.
So
once I put this hat on, you put
David Bourne.
Yeah, the only Bourne I know is Jason Bourne from the movie.
I know, it's insane, and it's funny, and then I take off my hat, and I play these really serious redneck guys who play hard ass kind of character. I'm in the Killers of the Flower Moon right now, the Martin Scorsese film, and I have a nice speaking role in that. In a two-person scene. Got to work with the man. Got to work with Marty. I went up there a couple times and to work in Oklahoma on that one, and that was cool. And they cut off all my hair real short, and I play these really serious, heavy guys. It goes back to my years of being in film and television and theater and all these, kind of a chameleon like, but it still kind of follows me on set sometime, because I've shown up on set and people go, I've been waiting for you to get here, David. I'm a big fan of yours. And I'm going, oh, okay, well, thanks. Appreciate that.
Well, that's just
really.
That's just yeah. That just tickles
Stars
me.
Woody Harrelson, you waiting for me to show up? What the hell?
Yeah. You waiting for me, or you waiting for the Spirit of Robin to come?
It was interesting. That happened. The Duel. I was 10 years ago in The Duel, the Western I did. So I've done like 80 movies and TV shows. I'm in Twisters coming up this July.
Oh,
that one I played kind of another guy from Oklahoma. Has got his hair kind of long, and that one they followed me on set. They one of the guys that I told one of the guys I did stand up, so he looked up. He goes, "Okay, man." So he looked it up, and of course he said, "Wow, this is you." He goes, "It's Robin Williams." I go, "Yeah," and I go, "When was that?" I go, "It's about 4 months ago," and they about crapped themselves. They're like, "What the hell?" These are all. This is Anthony Ramos who's starring in this. These are all the upcoming stars, and so then they tell everybody, and David Cornsweet's on set. He's a Juilliard graduate playing the next Superman, by the way, David Cornsweet. And just found that out during our shoot. and he's a big Robin Williams impersonator, and he likes to try to. That's one of his impressions he does, you know. And I started doing mine. He's like, I'm just going to shut the hell up now and sit over here. And I said, it's okay, B. You're Superman. I said,
Yeah.
I like to meet Clark. Not too bad. Not too bad. But yeah, that comes out in July. So, and then the director was real funny. He actually one day on the second day, and I've never had this happen. He and he's a wonderful guy too. Lee Isaac Chung, brother Isaac. He's another wonderfully Academy Award nominated director for, I think, Minari, this film he did or something. I can't remember what it was, but it was a beautiful piece. And he's a real nice guy. And he goes, hey, I was wondering, David, before you leave today, was on our second day shooting because I was going to leave and come back. He goes, could you mind doing a little Robin for me? You know, because if you want to, and I thought, well, there's no time like the present, Chief. And so it's just me and him. So I ripped on him and thinking, maybe we'll get a movie made. Maybe we'll finally get that Robin Williams movie.
Yeah. That I've been hearing hearing rumors about that for a long time. Just like I was hearing rumors about a Sam Kinison movie. It's like you got the guys that could do it. What's the holdup? You know, I mean, I don't understand.
I tell you, it really is. It really is. You wonder, what do you think about that? What if you're the only guys out there want to make a movie? I tell you, I think they should. It'd be hell of a deal to do. They think a hard time is trying to find a younger guy that can play a younger Robin. I can play the older guy.
No, that's not hard at all. They got that one guy that oh God, he went
Jamie
viral
Costa.
too. Yeah. You got that him. You know, I mean,
Well, he's pretty good. He's pretty good, but when you haven't starred in any movies, it's kind of hard to.
Yeah.
That's what the thing is. They want people to name actors and that been in the movie scene, and that's where Sam Kinison deal with me. They want someone with a name to play Sam. I don't know what's going on about the movie either, but I don't hear no more.
Think about how big of a star he would become if he was a part of this movie.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Saying, then his star would rise. Then people, okay.
They'd be stupid not to pick him. They'd be stupid not to pick him.
Oh, I know. I thought he did a really great. No, he did a lot of short little bits out. I was complimenting Jamie on his work before he even went viral. I saw his stuff he put out on the internet.
They'd be stupid not to pick you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And I was like, that's
cool, as an older Robin Williams, but like they got their crew. I mean, if I was a director or filmmaker, that's what I would do. I would be like, you know what, I don't care if they're a big star or not. We're gonna if they're talented, if they can do the impression, we want them. Even if we got multi Robins or whatever, we want to make this movie and we want people to, I think the family would approve. I think everybody would approve,
Oh yeah, they would. For me, I mean, I've got a pretty vast experience and on camera. I've starred in movies before. I played the lead. I've been doing this forever as a professional, and I mean, I'd certainly be able to handle. We did 2 treatments. I was in an hour-long scripted documentary called Robin Williams: The Price of Fame. It was on the Reels Network. And we covered kind of Robin from a young career, and then it segued into an older Robin. And we asked Jamie Costa to do it, and he turned us down. And, yeah, he said he wanted to wait for another opportunity, and I went, well, maybe you should take this opportunity, dude. It's David Bourne, and me and you could gang up on this right now. It could be our audition tape.
There
and
you
he
go.
Didn't want to do it. He said he wanted to. I understand. I guess he thought as an artist he wanted to save it for something else, but he didn't realize. That David Bourne was cast in The Highwayman, written by John Fusco.
I saw
John Fusco, and I have a big supporting role in it. That had Woody Harrelson also in it, and Kevin Costner, and all my scenes were with them. And V. Neal, the makeup designer on that, who did all the makeup for Robin Williams and Mrs. Doubtfire, had him in the chair every day. Between one of our scenes in a studio one day in Louisiana, she says, from the side, you look just like Robin Williams in that last scene with Woody. I said, what's your history with Robin? And then she told me, and I went, wow. She goes, I just couldn't understand what happened. I was so saddened by the way he went out. I didn't understand it. And I said, well, I'm in a documentary this Sunday on the Reels channel called Robin Williams, The Price of Fame. We're going to cover it to the very end. I said, he got Lewy body dementia. It's a 3 to 5 year life expectancy. Most people don't make it past 3. They completely lose their mind. Their body stops functioning. Your organs stop working. I said, he fought hard to the end. I said, watch it. You check it out. It'll make you feel better. Then she goes, well, you should do some Robin for me sometime. It's always that. I said, well, so I did some Mrs. Doubtfire for her, dear. I said, do not to worry, dear. Robin fought very hard to the end, dear. He didn't do anything he couldn't do before. He just got so tired. He kind of went away. So he's all right, dear. He's all right.
That's awesome.
She went, "Oh, you made me laugh." She goes, "No, you made me cry." Now I've made you cry. So fast forward to the next week on set. This is like a Friday. I walk on set, and Woody goes, "Hey, David, really good job last night in The Price of Fame." I was like, "What?" He goes, "Yeah, man, that was really good. We'll talk about it sometime. It's really, really good." It's like,
Oh, you
dang.
watched it? Okay.
Yeah, and then Kevin Costner started talking about it. And then John Fusco, and I went, I said, "What the hell happened?" He said, "Well, you told V Neil." She goes, "She told everybody on set." And they all watched it on Sunday. And I thought, "Jamie, that was our chance, bro. You should have been there because the guy that played Young was good. But again, we couldn't." But Jamie finally came around with that last one. But, hey, they should bring one in now. You got me. You got a guy that's willing and I can handle it. Old Man Jackson is my new movie out that I star in. It's the David Bourne comedy show. And it's kind of Robin Williams esque with me playing a guy that's going through a midlife crisis. I mean,
Huh,
it's great. It's great, man.
wow.
Man, you should be doing Saturday Night Live. You should be doing everything, man. They should just
Yeah. I
bring
mean,
back Robin Williams.
You should, man. That could be my character. I come in and just make guest starring appearances with him and just jack with him, Wait a
Yeah,
minute,
just do
cut. This ain't funny. We're gonna have to redo this. Say, where do you get your jokes from? The internet? Oh, wait, that's where I got half my jokes.
oh man, that's something. And I suppose, a lot of people, most people already know that Robin, has passed away and all that. But I suppose you occasionally get a few people that you meet that are thinking that he's still alive because they see you and they're like, I thought Robin was dead, but maybe he's not. Maybe
I
that's
tell you that's what they think. They think maybe he went into hiding, but what happened with Robin, though, unfortunately, everybody knows because it was such a dramatic, terrible way to the end, and
Yeah.
we even cover that in our thing. I did another thing we did with this, and we're about to present it out. We did 15 festivals. We won 6 awards. It's called just Little Spark of Madness. And what we did was a treatment of an actual film treatment of like a 7-minute scene. We put in these comedy film short festivals across the country. And I play Robin Williams after a fictitious show in like over during a Desert Storm when he was over there doing stand-up comedy. And so it's like in Kabul, and there's a guy standing outside guarding his door, and everybody's left because something's happening. Robin's trying to get this guy to come inside to hang out with him, and he says he can't because he has to guard. And he goes, "Are you sure you should come inside and just hang out? Probably be safer if you were in here." And he goes, "No, sir, I can't do it." And I'm like, "Okay." So then and then we spent a few minutes trying to get his butt to come inside, and we finally get him in, and we have some really touching moments in his flashback and a connection. It was a beautiful treatment, and I'm hoping to get that out, release more for people to see. I could probably send you a link to it, man. It's beautiful because if ever there was an audition tape to go see, we could do an entire movie like that. And it was great. So yeah, Spark of Madness, man. It was just,
Well,
got to do
that's just what we
That's
need in
cool.
our life. That's what you need in life. A little spark of madness sometimes, just to, show your creative side, show what you can do, and be of yourself or be a whole different person. Now, I suppose in the realm of just like like your life growing up, I suppose, prior to figure out that you had this talent or, to do tributes or whatever, what was like life for you growing up, like when you were a kid and stuff? What was that all like
for me.
for you?
I was
For
a
you.
terrible student, hated school. Went through a very bad time during school. It wasn't a good time for school down in H Town, which is Houston, where I was raised in HISD, and I was just ready to get the hell out. So I was in vocational air conditioning and refrigeration. I was
Huh.
bound and determined to electrocute myself one day. And
Jeez.
I had vocational classes for junior and senior year. Half a day, I took the vocational air conditioning class, and we worked on real stuff. We had an electrical class and a plumbing class and all these different classes. And you had to be a first year, then make it to the second year. And so here it comes. I took drama as a blow off class as my senior year because I didn't want to take college bound English because I was not going to college.
Yeah, yeah.
I can't even get
I don't
out.
blame you,
I can barely graduate high school, man. You're
Yeah.
kidding me. And so, and then I took this class and realized I guess I was an actor. It took about 3 days for me to put it all together, lines, dialogue. I'd been doing radio shows in 5th grade in sixth
Oh.
grade. I do radio shows and I'd create all these different characters and bring my friends over and interview them. And then we do all these voices. What sixth grader does that?
Hey, I did that as a kid too. I used to record stuff, shows on cassette with my buddies and stuff.
That's it,
So
man. Did we like, those kind of push button cassettes? We
yeah,
only had
yeah,
three
yeah.
channels, God, we only had, it was terrible TV back then, 3 or 4 channels. That's it. This was the remote control.
Yeah. You were the remote control.
But that was weird. So I always thought I kind of tape and always been a guy who couldn't slow down, a fast talker. I could never shut up. All the girls I went out with, they said, "Thanks for not letting me ever talk, David." And I was like, I'm sorry, I didn't realize. Just couldn't control. ADD times 10, probably. I
Oh,
guess.
yeah.
Medicine. I'm thinking I was bouncing off the walls, man.
And not even doing any special drugs to do that, right? To make that
That's
happen.
right.
Just
No,
your
just
natural
specific
self.
drugs to mellow me out. That's right. Indica, sativa. Let's go. Here we go. Come on.
Well, I mean, I know Robin had like a drug addiction and stuff like that, but I'm sure you, as you're a different person, so I'm hoping that you didn't go down the same road that he did. But I mean,
No, actually, I drank more beer than he. I probably did the same amount of beer as he did cocaine. One guy said that in Vegas. He goes, "You're a little bit bigger," and he asked us, "Really did the cocaine thing, and I did the beer thing." Lone Star beer, the national beer of Texas.
Yeah, there
luckily
you go.
never got caught in that. Poor Robin, he did get into it. They did some pretty serious partying, but by the end of his life, he was sober. He was clean and sober, and he'd been sober for a long time, and there weren't any drugs or alcohol found in his system. It's just Lewy body, man. Lewy body. So always talk about that and mention that to people and say, look up Lewy body dementia. So one person said, well, it could be his manicness, his wildness that may have caused it. I said, well, I put it on Facebook when Susan Snyder came public with it and let everybody know what Robin was suffering from and how he did have a little depression from all these terrible things, but that was the least of his problems. He talked about the Lewy body, and I put it on the internet to my Facebook friends. And I had about 1,300 friends or something. And in 30 minutes, 2 friends responded. One said, I lost my grandfather to Lewy body. One said, I lost my mom to Lewy body. That's just the people who saw my post. And I said, I never heard of it. So apparently people kept thinking they were getting late onset Parkinson's and dying in 3 years or 4 years. And it's like, no, that was Lewy body. See, it's undiagnosable. It's untreatable. They can't find out you have it till you pass. And they actually look inside your brain and see the Lewy body deposits. And they said Robbins was one of the worst cases they'd ever seen. So for sure, he was having full blown hallucinations. I mean, a couple of nights where he did what he did, he went to a friend's house, and because I'm in the industry from all these movies and television shows and stars and people I work with, a lot of people who know Robin as people, and he said Robin, because he knows this guy who was the person who was the reception of this. Robin got a bunch of his watches and put them into a tube sock. He's a real big watch fan, badass Rolex watches, I mean, really expensive, and went over to a friend's house and said, dude, can you watch my watches for me? There's someone in my house following me, trying to steal them. Was let so that could, that's end stage dementia, Parkinson's, and schizophrenia all at once. So I always say we hang tough for what Robin did. And for years I was like, what is this? Why am I doing this? Why did God give me this? I want to be an actor and I want to be just David Bourne. And now I know why. It was all for a reason, man.
Sure.
To keep the comedy going, to share the wealth, to have this energy and show that I created to share with the world so they can get a taste of that manic energy. Kind of like what you're doing, brother, with Sam. When they see you, they get a taste of that, because when you see it in person, it's nothing like it. When they see us live, man, it's powerful.
Yeah. Right. Now, did you ever meet Robin Williams in person?
I did meet Robin. Great Robin story. We met after a show in 2002 in Houston. He went to the Verizon Theater downtown, seats about 2,500, and I didn't know the show was coming to town. I was in the last row. It was hysterical. He did the Weapons of Self-Destruction tour. No, warning parental advisory. Yes, warning parental advisory that year. And so this usher sat me and said, "You're gonna look like Robin." I said, "Well, I did wear the shirt." And afterwards, I said, 2 hours, 2 hour set, 2 hours. Man does 2 damn hours, like 2:10. I was like, how do you do? It was just jaw hurting. It was
That's
so funny
hard.
thing I've ever. And they had these huge screens beside the stage, so even if he was way in the back, you could see everything that he was doing. So I said, I'm gonna go backstage and see maybe if I can see him come out the stage door. Maybe I could get another glimpse of him, check him out right on. And then he came out and kind of walked up to all the people outside this gate. And there was about 40 of us out there, not that many really. And we kind of hurtled toward the gate. And this guy stood up on the gate, said, everybody relax. Robin's going to sign an autograph for anyone who wants one, take a picture with anyone who has a camera. Everyone's getting something, so just hang out. And he sat out there and signed for 30 to 40 minutes till every
wow.
single person outside the gate with no bodyguards, just him on the street downtown Houston behind the Verizon Center with skyscrapers and scrap till he signed. And then I got to meet him, and it was kind of a unique situation. This guy who was my usher said, hey man, I got a camera. He goes, if you take a picture with me with Robin, I'll take one of you. And I said, okay, cool. Make sure I get a good picture. This is real cameras back then.
Oh yeah.
Folks.
Yeah.
Our phones were flip phones. They didn't have cameras on them. So click, and I took the damn picture, and then I went up to meet Robin. My story was this. I walked up. Robin wasn't saying much to anyone. Can you imagine, Sam? 2 hours, 10. His voice has to be worn. He's just wearing it out. So he's just going, thank you. Real soft speaking. Thank you. Thank you. Had a ball cap on, and I walked up and I said some shit like, I said, oh, I said, by the way, Robin Williams, how you doing? I'm David Bourne. Said I'm a local actor here in Houston. I want you to know I've been doing my work my entire life, and I haven't been able to do a single thing without being compared to you. So I started being like you and doing you. I said, but I don't always do you. But I want you to know, I'll say thanks a lot for stealing all my thunder. And he looked at me and just went right back to signing. I went, quick, recover. No shit. So I said, oh, by the way, man, I'm also a member of the Screen Actors Guild, which I joined back in a long time ago. And I said, so on behalf of the local guild, brother, welcome to Houston. And he went, what are you talking about? So that's what I mean. I said, I'm a fellow brother in the guild, brother. I'm a professional actor. And he said, oh, in that case, it's nice to meet you, David. Robin Williams. Shook my hand. I went, he remembered my damn name from what I just said. And he said, so, and he leaned in, he kind of leaned in, he goes, everybody I meet's a freaking actor. I said, I bet they are, man. So then he started talking. He said, well, what do you do? What's your stuff you've been in? Well, no, what about I talked about movies and television shows and Walker and Prison Break and different crap I'd been in and corporate films. And he said, we talked about the comparison. How are we compared to? And I said, well, it's just, I got a lot of voices going in my head, and I do a lot of funny shtick and very physical comedy and play a lot of characters and different everything. You can give me an accent or a voice, I can do it. And it's just whenever they really needed your type, they hired me. And I've done like 150 corporate films. I mean, buttload of training films and all kind of goofball stuff. And I said, it's just odd, brother. And he goes, well, has that helped you out? And I said, well, it has. It's actually, believe it or not, I said the comparison has actually helped get me a lot of work, man. And I'll never forget what he said. He goes, well, David, that's just crazy, man. He goes, go for it. He goes, well, Jay, look at it this way. He goes, I got projects coming out next year, a lot of projects and movies. He goes, man, if anything I'm doing is helping you to get more work and more power to you, boss, go get them. I said, well, thanks, Robin. I appreciate it.
That's awesome.
And they said, can you get a picture with me? So I got a picture, and then he signed my poster for me real nice. And of course, I told him when I did that I kind of started doing an impression of him a little bit. And was just throwing it out there. I said, it's just natural. I said, we're just like brothers from another mother. And he's like, well, that's crazy, man. And so that was kind of met him. And then, in Houston, everybody just gets their autographs. Thank you. And they just walk off. Thank you.
Meet and greet, kind of.
No one gawks. We got to get our ass home. The truck's waiting, which is fine. Cause it's kind of like Austin where the people aren't celebrity shocked, So LaFontaine was just me and him on the street. And I said, oh, by the way, man, could you sign my ticket for me? And he said, sure. And he was going off to his car. And I said, oh, by the way, Robin, great show tonight, man. Really good job. No one ever says that to him. Everybody wants something, And he said, man, thanks, David. Appreciate it. Yo, they got in the car and the 3 SUVs took off and left me downtown holding this ticket and this poster, wondering what just happened. Just,
Yeah.
It was a wonderful. I always like sharing that story because it was very neat. He's a very sweet guy, very generous. And he was smart too, man. This one guy walked up because when I got out there, he already had a framed picture of him and Robin together, and it was in the same shirt he was wearing. I said, damn, that was quick. He goes, well, what I did was when Robin showed up, I got a picture with him before. And he goes, and I went and developed it. Then I came back here. I didn't get a chance to see the show, but I heard he was going to sign stuff, and so I got him to sign it. And I'll never forget when Robin was signing stuff. He didn't say much, but he looked at that guy when he handed it to him, and he signed it, and he goes, "Last one for you, Chief. That's number 3." He
That
rem-
sounds like,
he knew.
that
Last
sounds
one
like,
for you, Chief. That's number 3.
had a good memory
That's,
anyway.
I know
Goes to
one thing.
show
I
it
put my
like
arm around Robin Williams, and he was solid as a rock. I don't know if him and Lance Armstrong have been riding fights, but I thought, man, Robin could kick my ass. It's like, God, he could really kick my ass.
that.
Probably
Yeah,
piss him off. I mean, he's doing a
yeah.
2-hour set. It was just like, oh, she's solid, Robin. It's like hammer time, man. It's like, damn, big brother, damn.
Well, I was going to show you, David, and Sam's already seen this too. But I recently purchased this. It's a DVD of his comedy and kind of like his biography and everything. I haven't opened it yet. I'm going to because I was waiting for my. I just got a brand new 65-inch TV last week, so I wanted to wait till I got that to start watching this stuff. But yeah, it's all his 5 HBO specials, and it's from Time Life, and it was at Walmart for like $30. You know, it's
Is that the entire there's a collection that comes out of, and I bought the entire collection when it came out. They were advertising it like crazy a couple years ago.
Yeah, it's probably the bigger box set. This is the smaller, more condensed, but that has this more like special bonus features of like interviews and
Nice.
stuff.
That's a good one though. I have that entire set of all
Yeah.
those. That's a really good one, man.
There's a Richard Pryor one too that's like this, but I didn't buy that one yet. But it's at Walmart anyway.
That's a heck of a deal. Go to Walmart. Like Walmart on sale.
Yeah.
This year the price goes down.
And Time Life always has
yeah.
good stuff, you know. Time Life always has good stuff, no matter what, you know. But
I was
got
looking
a
at my
lot of my
Sam
comedy
Kinison
from
stuff.
that show.
I was looking at my
Yeah.
Sam Kinison stuff. It's all VHS tapes. You can't do that one.
Yeah.
I was thinking about that. It's all VHS tapes in it, man. Transfer that to a DVD. And you're like, DVD? You're like, easy, man, easy.
Yeah.
That's good for
Yeah.
me.
He'd be like, "What the hell is Blu-ray? You know, I've never heard of Blu-ray. Is that like DVD?"
VHS tapes. I mean,
Yeah.
that's the sad. All this crap we did back in the past. We had a lot of stuff on VHS, a lot of stuff, and it's just like doing it forever. You know, yeah, it's pretty
So
cool.
you can pretty much say like Robin was kind of like your one of your heroes, I would say, in the industry. I'm sure you had other heroes, but like he was probably a big influence. Obviously, not just because of what you end up doing, but like just the fact that he was such a good actor, and you know you're an actor yourself, so you kind of understood kind of the actor lingo and everything. You know, kind of.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, what's weird about Robin is that it really, since I got to meet him, and I mean these comparisons I'm saying about Daly for an entire lifetime of 45 years. I'm not bullshitting. I mean, it's unbelievable. So when you're so connected to someone, and then you're so similar in style, I felt this more like a kinetic connection to him, like a brother or a family member. It was very odd, you know. I
Yeah.
just you know, like I say, it was crushing to have to lose a brother. I mean, I actually lost my brother in a tragic wreck when he was 34. I've had great loss in my life, and it's always tough when it happens. But Robin was someone who I certainly, once I got into it and went from being this comparison to me going to be a curse my whole life to then a blessing and a curse to then just being a full-blown blessing, where I totally embraced and said, let's see how far we can take it and run with it, how much fun we can have with it. And then it became this new thing. So yeah, then I really was felt, if anything, honored to be able to do this. Then you get up and attempt to create the remix mind of Robin Williams during a stand.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely a huge comedy hero of mine. You know, I was a frustrated stand-up comic. I tried stand-up comedy when I was in my early 30s doing comedy sports in Houston, big improv group, was a founding member of that, you know, improv games. My first stand-up show at Fitzgerald's nightclub, I did 35-40 minutes. I had to cut it down to get to 40. Then I went to open mic night, and 3.5 minutes, they put a flashlight on me, and I went, I can't work like this. And this is too hard. It's too hard. You brilliant comedians, the minds that come up with this stuff. And so I finally learned how to do it eventually through the Robin tribute. So I just love and thank Robin forever to be able to allow me to, because, you know, you do 100 plays and half of those are comedies. I'm knocking the hell out of it every night, you know, 5-6 nights a week on stage. How can I transfer that same delivery to a stand-up show? And eventually I found it. I found it eventually. And then it was just pure joy. You know, I tell you, yeah, he's a big part of my life, big hero, and will always be a big part of my life. It's
So
just
when you do these shows like your stage act and your tribute, like what's kind of the response? I mean, what do people say
uh,
and feel?
well, they love it, you know, and it's got to be the right situation, the right stage, and everything, right performance space, because it's really theater. Way I come out, they play Rock and Robin song, and I come out and hit the room, do a little improv, and hit the stage, and I'm off to the races for an hour, 10, 15. I don't stop. I go all the way through. It's nonstop.
That
And
energy,
uh,
man. I
and
tell you.
a lot of times what people say, no, it's manic. It's, we got to take a breath, come up for air, y'all. I have stations where I let them breathe throughout it, you know, and
Uh-huh.
kind of like Robin did. And, you know, a lot of people say, they say we start watching about 30 minutes in the show. They say, I kind of forgot I was watching you and thought I was watching Robin. I said, well, there you go. That's theater,
Yeah.
baby. That's like the Carole King show that they do with her on Broadway. The idea is that halfway through the show, when you're into the performance, you start really just getting into that character, because they're not just saying the jokes, they're embodying the character. It's theater. And then at the very end, I'll break and say thank you and all that, and come up for pictures. But I don't ever break during it. I keep it straight positive and use a lot of stuff from Warning Parental Advisory and more classic bits that he had throughout the years, and a couple of things from his last show. And then I mix it in with some stuff I add to it for a whole unique thing. But the
Or
last section I finished real strong. It's in order a lot from his one last show, and it was just so funny.
well, Sam kind of did the same thing with his stand up, kind of like he kind of he did a lot of the Sam material, but then he wrote some of his own material. You
Mm-hmm.
know.
I did it in the style, Sam, my own material. But I tried doing it one time as myself and then get into the Sam Act, and that didn't work out too well because I wasn't I me up there doing myself was scared to death. As soon as I did the Sam thing, I was out of that scary thing, and you know what to do. But you have to understand, and Ryan, I know David will understand this. If you don't do your character on, you're done. You're done. You got to do spot on or you're out. A lot of comedians go, "Oh, you're just doing a tribute to other people's jokes." It ain't like that. If you're not spot on, you're no good. And people want to be able, like David said, into the show, they thought it was really Robin Williams. Their mind went into Robin Williams. And David Bourne's not even there anymore, and it's a truth. It's a truth. If you don't capture that audience as Sam Kinison or Dave or Robin Williams, you might as well get off stage and go home because it's not going to be funny. And that's why I took a lot of chances, write my own material and mixing it in. Because it could have been not funny. It could have been terrible, you know what I'm saying? But
Right.
it ended up working out for me then. You know?
We try a lot out there, and we take off the things that don't hit, but then we find a lot of things that do hit. And it's still within, like you, I love what you said, brother, was in the style. You write it, but it's in the style of him. So we're not trying to create his mind. I'll just tag on something to kind of what he was already talking about that I had something to kind of add to or kind of segue to. So it's all kind of inspired originally
You
by
just know when to do that because
yeah.
you know, like you can bring his step up just a little bit to make it sound like it's today, which Sam Kinison was ahead of his time anyway, but you know what I'm saying? And like it has to do with the war or the president, you just bring that up a step and you write your jokes. I mean, I wrote some good stuff. It was pretty funny, you know what I'm saying? But you know, you have to be spot on. And this guy, he does it right. You saw he goes in. He's Robin Williams. Every time I see him doing something, he's always Robin Williams. You know what I'm saying? A lot of it's Robin Williams, and he does it right. He stays in character. You have fun with that character. You know what I'm saying? And back in the day, I was dressed like Sam every day. It took away from being fat. It took away from this. It took away from that. People thought, man, you look like Sam Kinison, not like you're a fat bastard or, you know, you're really fat. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That took away all my pain. And now I'm a fat bastard.
Now he comes on. Now he comes on our
Yes.
show and he becomes a fat bastard. Yeah, no, he's great. Hey, I'm thankful for John. You know, for John Lutz here because you know he helped me get over my fear of wanting to create a show that would actually last for a while, and this Renegade Radio idea came from both of us. But I mean, I didn't think we'd get as quick as we have. You know, thanks to all our talented crew. It's not just me. Everybody thinks it's just me. It's not me. It's everybody. You know.
Oh,
And but it's people like David Bourne that come on here to make this show
Oh,
what it
absolutely,
is. Absolutely.
absolutely. Oh,
I
when
watched you.
yes, I'm just like, yeah, I was just like, oh, this is gonna be fun, you
I
know.
watched you do an interview with somebody, and you're having a problem with like your connection was bad.
Oh yeah,
You
yeah, yeah.
kept cutting out. Yeah, I was watching. I'm thinking, damn, come on, man, But
Huh. What we were doing
I
something.
told
We were
I told
doing an
Sean, I
interview.
said, I know a
Yeah,
guy, David Bourne, I did work with. Maybe we get him on our show. And he beat me to it. This guy, he's good.
dude, boom. And that's why if you notice today, I'm now talking through the microphone.
Oh, that's all
Jesus Christ,
right.
we had a connection, but then we were kind of, I think it was, I don't know if it was the camera, but there was the sound that was going out. And
Oh.
so I believe it was this crappy sound on this old camera I had up here. So I said, I'm gonna
Here's my
live and
microphone.
learn for you, Brother Sean, and see if we can get a microphone in here where I actually sound like you can actually hear me. Well, I appreciate
You
Yeah.
sound great.
Brother
You
Steve.
sound
Oh, yeah.
great.
Oh, you're
Oh, yeah.
hysterical too, man. Nobody does it like you, man. And I was big fan of Sam Kinison. He's so damn funny and outrageous. The things he said. Boy, you're talking about hard time trying to say stuff today in stand-up comedy. But what we like about our tributes is that whether it's, the stuff that Sam said or Don Rickles or even Robin, it's like we can recreate those shows and deliver those comedy routines, as that character, and the audience has to accept it because it was written at a different time, and that's just the reality of it. And it also makes it where they can actually enjoy the comedy of it because they don't really have to judge it. They're just listening to it going, that was pretty damn funny.
Yeah.
But does current day Robin Williams have an opinion about a little bit of politic humor or whatever, or
The politics stuff that I do is stuff that he'd already written. Then I added a couple of jokes that I just like in that routine. I just added a few more Bill Clinton jokes, a few more, I had a few more Clinton jokes I had in there. That's right. And of course, Debbie shows up, but he did those characters too. So, we'll kind of do the same routine he does, really. Only thing, I haven't added too much stuff. I talk about Botox, botulinum toxin, because Botox wasn't around when he was doing this show, and now everyone's getting Botox. Yeah, short for the clinical term, botulinum toxin. That's right. That's right. You're injecting some of the most deadly shit in the entire planet into your face. Die. Be careful. You just might.
Yeah.
Don't hope you don't hit a vein. Don't hit a vein.
I can't even smile anymore.
And of course, Robin just does all that stuff. Teenage girls getting Botox. Look, I have no wrinkles. Yes, but you also have no expression. I
used to think Gene Simmons was a good-looking guy until he got the Botox. He looked so bad after that. Gene Simmons.
Don't do it. Just don't do it, Gene. Don't do it, brother. Leave your face alone.
Because Botox is top next, that'll probably be the next one. Anyway, well, David, man, I tell you, I'm just happy that you agreed to do the interview and then be a part of the Renegade Radio experience. I mean, we're just a podcast, but if you were ever on our actual show, you would see that we get kind of crazy with the comedy too, and if you ever have a free Monday that you're not doing anything, you're welcome to be an honorary crew member and join us for a show.
Sure, man. I'm sitting around. I got nothing to do. Love sitting around shooting the breeze and throwing some jokes out there and having a little fun.
Sure,
it's fun. It's fun.
Oh yeah,
I was just in Florida last week for a couple of shows, man. So we're trying to get people ready for the comedy now. They ready for it now. They're ready for it. So I'm certainly ready for you. Just check it out at RobinWilliamsImpersonator.com. You can't miss it. We'll see what's going on there.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, I appreciate you.
What's his name? Sean asked me, he said, you want to be a part of the show tonight because you're coming, because he gave us a 2-week vacation, which was a lie because they only had 1 week. But anyway,
wow.
When I knew you were coming, I said, I got to be on, man. I'm on for that,
And then I get
you're like a brother from another mother with the tribute act.
That's it, man. That's it. It's just us now. There's only so many people out there doing comedy. I know a lot of guys doing Rat Pack. I know a lot of guys doing different female classics and Cher and Barbara Streisand and all these different characters, but there ain't too many people out there doing Flip Wilson and Richard Pryor, like none. I mean, you think about it, the comedy tributes they're far few and far between. So as I always say, me and Sam is confirmed, get it while the getting's good. Because boy, I tell you, when you get us in a big room and we're not really good at event centers. We're better at theaters where they come in, it's like a real comedy club where the focus is on us, the lights are dimmed, You know, it's you have to pay attention for comedy. People have to listen, but I tell you what, it goes by quick and people are loving it, man. I appreciate you having me on, Sean.
Hey, no problem. We appreciate having you on.
Yeah, I
And
hope you could join us more, man.
Yes, yes, my man.
I hope you could
All
join
right.
us on some Monday and hang out with us and just have fun.
I will.
Yeah.
I will. We'll do that. Absolutely, man.
Yeah.
We'll have to do it.
All
I'm
right.
all game
Well,
for it.
that sounds like a plan, my friend. And thanks, Sam, for being the co-host, or being, my moderator. I always kind of like a moderator when we do special interviews, during our little breaks or whatever. But he's just as invested in the interview as I am. So.
Cool,
I
brother.
loved it. I thank you.
Oh, absolutely. And we'll see you guys in another hour. I'll be doing an interview with ventriloquist Landon Harvey from Las Vegas. So that'll be fun.
Yes, yeah, that'd be fun.
That's right.
But
Where he's going to be throwing his voice.
All right, man. We'll see you later. And thanks
Cool.
again. And
Appreciate
thanks to you, everybody online. Bye.
Thank you.